Alban Berg became Schoenberg's pupil in Vienna in 1904 when he was 19. It was around the same time as Webern. Both of them followed Schoenberg through all his journeys and explorations, and in every sense he was to them teacher and mentor and inspiration. In some ways, Berg's works are even more closely organized than those of Schoenberg and Webern. He has proved to be really the humanizing force in this music. In using the 12-tone row, for instance, he wanted to find ways in which the human ear could pick up ancient echoes of harmony. Manon Gropius, the daughter of Mahler's widow, Alma Mahler, and the architect Walter Gropius, died at a tragically early age. Berg adored her and was shattered by the news. He decided to write a violin concerto in memory of an angel. In writing the piece, Berg more than ever wanted to communicate the depth of his feeling. And to do this, he provided the 12-tone system with a romantic face. Now, choosing the order of 12 notes was always a very personal thing. And he chose these 12 notes. Now, the first thing we can hear in the notes is that it is full of common chords. And major and minor chords full of bittersweetness. And at the end, there's a little tail, which is two things. It's a tritone, 3 whole tones together, what was called in medieval times Diabolus in musica, the devil in music. But it is also the first 3 notes of Bach's chorale, It is enough, Lord, if it be thy will, a great memorial chorale. In the last movement, the inevitable collision of Bach and contemporary music seems at first to be a shock. But very quickly, we come to realize that in fact this is a timeless music, and it becomes full of poignancy and wonder. This is music that stinks of the terror and anguish of its time. Berg was not only writing a requiem for a young woman that he loved dearly, but in a deeper sense, a requiem for a culture which was disappearing around him, the culture that had given him birth. The culture had already begun to disintegrate in 1914, when Europe was engulfed by war. In 1916, the last vestiges of the Old World disappeared with the death of Franz Joseph, Emperor of Austria-Hungary. By 1918, Austria-Hungary had suffered over 7 million casualties. The shock wave of this cataclysm continued into the 1920s, with revolution and civil unrest. The anti-Semitism, which had been so rife throughout Mahler's career and on, had now been elevated to the status of a political system. In February 1933, just 4 weeks after Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, Berg went to Munich to judge a music competition. It was carnival time, and he wrote to his wife these 2 sentences. "The whole town and all its inhabitants are quite drowned in carnival din, masks and confetti. And on top of that, the news of the Reichstag fire. Dancing on a volcano." In 1938, the Austrian people willingly forfeited their independence and welcomed Adolf Hitler to Vienna. Alban Berg was dead. Arnold Schoenberg, a victim of Jewish persecution, had fled for America. Anton Webern stayed and survived the worst of the war, only to die in 1945, accidentally shot by an American soldier.